Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave, speaking to you from the last day of 2018. Happy last day of 2018. Happy almost 2019. Hope everyone's having the best of the best. Always wishing you well over here from Helsinki, Finland, as we approach the New Year's Eve. Let's get in a live team right over here, wasting no more time. And yes, that's right. All my programs are on sale for the rest of the day, I suppose, as the year is coming to an end with the code holiday20 right over here. That's all my programs: the technical analysis program, the options program, and the jewel indicators. I just want to make sure that all the people who are interested in these programs have this information, because I won't be having any more sales anytime soon. And yes, again, also understand that these are really, designed for the true hardcore dedicated people who want to learn this sort of thing. I designed it for, basically going off of my own day-to-day business and doing this as a lifestyle. So understand that for most people, it's going to be complete overkill. I have free resources. I've literally over, a thousand hours of free material, plus, dedicated playlists on my actual YouTube itself, the introduction to technical analysis series, and then also the technical indicators and strategy series as well. Check those out. That's going to get most people where they want to be. But if you want to take it one step further, if you want to take it very seriously, then this is for you. Also, it gets you access into the hidden Discord and, of course, the proprietary indicators that come along with it. All right, so that's enough of that. That's probably just pissing all the people off. But hey, again, want to make sure that the people who are interested in that do have that information. So getting into it right over here, Bitcoin opening up the week. As far as futures goes, however, this is going to be mainly a holiday week, right? Because we do have, New Year's. So today is going to be a half day in American markets, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Asian markets are actually closed until Thursday, which is quite intense. That's a lot. I mean, in U.S. markets, in case you're not aware, there's a rule that you can only be closed down fully for 3 days straight. So it's going to be a half day today and then fully off tomorrow for the actual holiday itself. Anyways, Bitcoin kind of doing what we were looking for last night. The CMEs did open, spot opened below CMEs. So CMEs were 38.45. Yeah, open right over here. We got that spike up. We got a little bit of a spike up right in this area right over here, and didn't quite fill the gap, but is this close enough? Does that count? It can certainly count. And, if you go to the higher time frames, yeah, it does kind of fill it in. This is where this is where the art of technical analysis really shines through, because things don't always have to fucking fill it. Now, it would make me a lot more confident to actually play it if we got that full, dildo body closing right through that area, that 38.45, the close on Friday. But hey, it didn't happen. However, we are getting a little bit of a reaction. And on the higher time frames right over here, perhaps, not perhaps, but certainly more important to me. Well, Jesus Christ, I have a lot of things going on right here. I'm not sure if I want to reveal that. anyways, looking at the 21 exponential right over here, we are still operating below this guy. And as long as we're kind of, floating below this guy, I do treat this as likely to head on downwards. Now we have two competing factors, though. We have the red 10 simple moving average, and then we have the yellow 21 exponential moving average. Whichever one gets taken out first is going to be our next nice little direction. So if the 21 exponential does get taken out, then we're in for some upside, and that'll be confirmed in my mind. Probably, at least to 4,100, but probably reach the prior high of like 4,350, 4,400, whatever it was, somewhere in this range right over here. By the same token, if the red 10 simple moving average gets taken out, very likely to return back to that Thursday or Friday low at 3,600 and travel on below there. And I'd imagine that we do start a descent towards the prior lows around 3,300-ish area. So going back to our Bit Mexican exchange right over here, our lovely Bit Mexican exchange over here, we actually have different reads on our red 10 simple and our and our yellow 21 exponential moving average. They're actually flipped right here, funnily enough. Now, you do have a positive cross on these guys right over here, which one of the videos in the technical indicators and strategies video does explain that strategy on the daily. However, I also do make a point to reference that when you get your first signal after a big counter trend move, that's typically a false signal. So if this is going to be a false signal, then yes, this probably does start failing, relatively soon. By the same token, as long as the yellow 21 exponential moving average holds, that would actually be a long. So the play hasn't necessarily given itself away just yet. There are more things pointing to the downside. There are more things leaning to the downside, and I am leaning to the downside myself on this current resolution, but it's not what I'm looking for like the full, to put in a full position. I don't see quite yet. Just for full disclosure, I am short. I think yesterday I had a hedge long position. I don't know, from somewhere, I bought like somewhere in the 37s, I'd imagine, and then I got rid of it. and then I got rid of it on that gap fill yesterday. So I got rid of that guy, and then now I am just short these marches over here. I will put on a little bit more position if I do see that next kind of step being ticked off, the yellow 21 being taken out, essentially what we just spoke about. But until that happens, just kind of waiting back and watching. Very, 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 very slow action. We can put on our drawing tools right here. And this is kind of what I was looking for. And this is what I was talking about over the weekend. That weekend action, I absolutely hate trading. And in fact, I go out of my way to not trade it. And I really, I see it every fucking week in the Discord. People are always talking about which trade to be taking. There, it's like thinking that every fucking move is going to be a big move. Typically, you get something like this. You get big wicks on both sides if you are going to get moved. So you do get those violent wicks and everything, but you don't get like an actual break of the range. The range being down around here, 3,700, and the top of the range being right over here, 3,850. Nothing got broken out of that range, and nothing changes until Bitcoin moves out of that range either which way. I'd be comfortable in saying that if Bitcoin did break this 3,700 level down around here, that could also be that could also be a full signal for myself. Instead of the 21 exponential on the daily being broken on spot exchanges. By the same token, if you broke this area up right over here, well, very, very likely you do actually make a run towards this prior high. Although there will be resistances along the way, and that's also why I don't like taking longs in a bear market, just because the bear market is essentially bears can attack at any fucking given moment. So again, that is the delicacy of it. I know that that's not too helpful because it's just saying bears can, it probably, its technical analysis would say, yeah, it probably does get back around there. But again, bear market, I don't fucking like that. I really don't like that because you're just gonna get caught with the red dildo up your bunghole, because bears have the prerogative to do that when they are in control of the trend, which they certainly are indeed. Again, remember, trend has not changed in over a year. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. Right over here. So again, nothing's changed in the last year. So the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. The trend's been a damn good friend for the last year. And again, people just thinking that because it's been a long time that means that it's just going to end. That's actually the wrong kind of mentality to be coming from. Yes, there's going to be indications that it's going to end before before like everything that I'm looking for, which we'll get into a little bit later. Got some complaints earlier that I repeat a lot of the same stuff. I repeat a lot of the same stuff because there's new people tuning into this content, and I just want to make sure that I give my full look on that. But for the people who have been tuning this for a while, I think that they understand that I keep all the fresh stuff for like the first 20 minutes or so, talking about the lower time frames. Then we'll go back to the higher time frames. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I'll be paying attention to in the more lower time frames. Anywhere in between this range right here is nothing to me. It's nothing. Yeah, you could make the argument that you had a very slight case of bearish divergence going on right here. I mean, between this point and this point on the 4 hour, again, this is really splitting hairs. You are kind of getting a bad cross on these guys right around here. More importantly, though, the 200 exponential moving average giving you rejections, before the weekend, and that's kind of what I put a little bit more weight on. Also still below the 382 Fibonacci retracement after this first initial bounce off the 618. So whichever sides win, whichever side wins out, you also have good confluence with the fibs as well. And that's if you're buying the 618 and then you rally up to the 382, the bots are going to sell that just by the way that they are programmed. I mean, the 236 is like the actual target, which I think got front run. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this looks like a front run to me. Again, whenever you see these nice wicks above a nice resistance cluster, that is institutional order flow dynamics at work. Basically bigger accounts getting filled, basically generating liquidity for themselves, driving price up into this, and then selling onto the retailers or perhaps less educated people thinking that this is going to be a fucking breakout because we got an inverted head and shoulders, which it's not a fucking inverted head and shoulders, and we can go over that later as well. But anyways, lower time frame oscillators, what are we seeing over here? 4 hour Stokes crossing down, fresh cross. What about 3 hour? 3 hour Stokes giving you a fake cross the upside and then down. What about 8 hour? 8 hour just a fresh cross down as well. So oscillators Stokes in general are staying down. I believe daily is still pointed down. Jesus Christ, man, that is convoluted right there. Yeah, daily still coming down as well. What about 12 hour? 12 hour actually headed up, so that would be a counterpoint to all that. What about our trending oscillators? What about these guys? I mean, RSI is more neutral than anything. Again, may give me a little bit of bearish divergence. Yeah, I fucking get that. And that's just kind of adding a little bit to the case that if I was going off of what I see right here, yeah, I do think that this gets resolved to the downside. DMI over here giving you a signal. Actually, DMI is actually giving you a signal on the hourly. What about the 2-hour? 2-hour is giving you a signal as well. So okay, that I actually do like this. No signal in the 3-hour, but I do have a little bit more conservative settings on mine. On my proprietary DMI right over here. So again, also if you're in the technical analysis program and you haven't gotten this one already, message me so I can add your access to it. I've been absolutely loving it for actual trending type movements. Anyways, okay, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much all we can look at. There's not too many other clues in the price action right now. Overall, again, anywhere in this range right over here, nothing new has happened. Bitcoin can very easily make another run at this 3850-ish area right over here, just to like fully and completely fill the gap right over here. Because yes, this does count, but it's not picture perfect. It always does make me second guess. Okay, well now we get to fucking play the game. Is it filled or not? Tell me about your gap, bitch. Sorry, it's highly unprofessional. Because there's professionals in fucking cryptocurrency. Yeah, there's like a governing body like FINRA. Is your avatar cartoony enough or not? It's like, do you have crypto in your name? All right, you're a professional. It's like, okay, fucking great. I make that joke because in traditional markets where I come from, in order to be considered a professional, you need to like go through the fucking hoops. Like I have like actual verification from FINRA themselves. You can go look at their website for my Series 56, but. Anyways, going back into the charts right over here, is there anything else that we can see on the lower time frames? Perhaps GBTC throwing in any clues? GBTC is interesting over here just because GBTC returned to its prior lows right over here, and Bitcoin is not yet. It is not, or it is not yet. Interesting. Are we seeing bifurcation for the first time in the last year with GBTC and BTC? Maybe, or that might actually be a great leading indicator. So. I'd keep an eye on this guy as well. Again, returning to its prior low right over here when Bitcoin has not already. This one has been a pretty damn good leading indicator. So again, just another thing kind of pointing more down before up. Overall, while I am bearish and I do believe that Bitcoin is going to be making some more lows in it's in a distant time. It's probably going to take at least until next year, which is tomorrow. But you know what I mean. Like probably I would imagine like February or maybe even like in Q2 of 2019. Again, time analysis is not really something that I can do, but the point that I want to get across is that Bitcoin can get stuck at this 3,000 level just like Bitcoin got stuck at the 6,000 level for quite some time. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to take a year for it to resolve itself like it took a year over here. I think it's probably going to take less. But what are we doing right now? Essentially, we're doing something like this, right? We're doing something like this where we have a descending trend line right over here. Let's actually get a fresh chart right over here. Let's do the GDAX one. We have an ascending trend line right over here. So we have 1, 2, 3 touches. That makes trend. Good. Okay, I like that. And perhaps I could, and this is bad what I'm doing, but I could make an assumption that maybe we might be putting in something right here. This is not confirmed yet, to be clear. This is bad technical analysis what I'm doing, but you could maybe make the initial case for that. And what would this be making right over here? Well, another descending triangle. What did we do over at the 6,000 level? Well, you made a fucking descending triangle over there as well. And Bitcoin actually does play out, descending, ascending, and symmetrical triangles pretty damn well. Inverted head and shoulders, cup and handles, and flags. Not as much in my experience. The triangles, it loves those. I like triangles as well. I also like other things that are shapes. But over here, there's more to me. God damn it. But over here. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin did something similar, kind of filling out the space, for a few months, whatever it might be. Again, time analysis is not something that I think can really be done, but spending some time in this area certainly wouldn't be out of the question as it resolves itself during this next consolidation. Again, at the end of the day, the key to the pudding is the key to the pudding. Does that even make sense? No, but it doesn't matter. The key is that we're making lower highs and lower lows, and it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. I a lot of the time make fun of the chart guys over there just because he pretty much he says something to this effect: the bulls need higher highs and the bears need lower lows. Keep on doing those good things. It's like, all right, that's right. That is right. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, okay, thank you for that enlightening subject. Anyways, overall, the fucking daily equilibrium. It's a fucking consolidation, man. Why do you have to make up your own word for it? Anyways, okay, sorry, autistic rants coming out once again for the end of the year. Anyways, as long as Bitcoin kind of respecting this guy right over here, yeah, I do believe that we're doing something like that. But again, that's more of an opinion than anything right now. We need more tests of this area right over here. So if Bitcoin does take out the 21 exponential, this yellow line right over here, or kind of the bottom of our range, which I believe was 37, yeah, 3,700 even, start closing like some 2-hour dildos below there, then yeah, I do believe that Bitcoin's going to make its way down around here. Again, it's going to take some time. This doesn't happen like in the fucking snap of the finger, like good old Nicholas Martins over there. But Nicholas Martins, or whatever the fuck his name is. But overall, that's kind of what I had my eyes on. Just like traditional markets coming down to their 200 simple moving average, so is Bitcoin, and just having a reaction out. Yeah, god damn it, it's not in here. There you are. Get in there. Get in the game. There you are. Just like traditional markets coming down to the 200 simple moving average right over here, and have a good reaction off of that. You can come back down there and have some more. As long as you're below this 200 exponential moving average right over here, and both opening and closing weekly dodos below there, that is my disposition. People looking for this thing to go to 5,000, that is more crystal ball type shit, which I'm not about. Again, as a trader, I don't do that. That's something that is, I've only seen people get wrecked in, and I've never seen it in a more professional setting. And hey, what's up, man? How we doing? Welcome, Teresa, ONG. Well, welcome, Teresa. It's whatever gender pronoun you'd like me to use, I'll be using it right now. But it's good to meet you, girl, woman, unicornkin, whatever the fuck. Again, hey, it's good to meet you again. Sorry about the silly jokes. Anyways, people looking for a move to 5,000 or whatever the fuck it might be. It's very like, I've never seen a professional in a professional setting. And remember, I come from the floor of New York Stock Exchange ARCA as a market maker, authorized trader. I've never seen anyone just magically say, you know what, we got resistance in the way, but I think this thing's going to 5,000 tomorrow. It's like, what the fuck did I just hear? I mean, it could certainly do that, but again, in the way that I've seen successful people do technical analysis, whoops, let's get you a fresh chart right over here. You have levels before then that are just extremely visible, abundantly clear on the daily dodo time frame. You got that guy right over there, you got that guy right over there, and then yeah, maybe we can talk about 4,900 right over here, so basically about 5,000. Could that be in the cards? Yeah, it could be in the cards actually, because what are we doing down around here? Well, as of the current moment in time, this could be considered a descending broadening wedge, which is a bullish pattern. No, I do not think that this is an inverted head and shoulders. The neckline's wrong, the volume's wrong, it's not even in place yet, so that's a big fucking problem as well. If you're going to be a pattern trader, you might want to actually see the pattern before playing it. Jesus Christ, man. But you actually do have a descending broadening wedge right over here, which actually does work. And these actually work out pretty well in my experience. I don't like regular wedges. Regular wedges I absolutely fucking hate, but these broadening ones do have a high degree in my experience. Anyways, if you were, again, same thing as always though, you need to actually confirm above the upper resistance, which would be around 4,000, before initiating any sort of measure move on it. Now, if you were to make a measure move on this guy, I'm going to guess that it probably points you like somewhere up to probably somewhere up to 5,000, or I'd imagine. Yeah, actually right around there. So, hey, if it does happen, then that's something worth talking about. But for right here, right now, not necessarily the case, at least for me. And yes, you will still have resistances along the way, and breakouts certainly can fail. And a bullish breakout in a bearish market, well, good fucking luck, man. None of them have worked in the last year, so maybe that just means the 10th time is a charm. Which at one point in time it will break out. I'm a long-term Bitcoin bull, but I like to distance myself from the full-on moon boys, the people who are just using I shouldn't even say that. Never mind. But you got people who are tuning into content like this. You guys already know. Okay, so back on over here to the Bitcoin lower time frames. We talked about the Stokes, we talked about the RSI on a lot of the time frames. We talked about the DMI. Other than that, just straight up tried and true price action right over here. You got support right at 3,700. You got resistance right at 3,850. Whichever one gets broken first, that's probably our good direction for the next for the next couple $100 at least. I don't think that you're saying anything too crazy on. If you were to break out to the upside, very, very, after that, you don't have anything stopping you from 4,000. Remember, 4,000 is also the upper resistance trend line of that potential Brownian wedge. If that gets broken, extremely likely you get back to your prior high, and I would imagine probably a little bit beyond that would be pretty safe. And I probably would, I don't like taking longs, but I probably would take a long off that just because. I think that would be the market speaking, especially if you make a higher high. You have to respect that. Well, you don't have to do anything, but it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I would probably wanting to respect that. Your first higher in the last year. I think that's a big enough deal for me. We've literally seen I'm just going to go to a 5-minute dildo right over here. We've seen a 50-cent region for like the last 15 minutes, literally 50 cents on BitMexico, and really for it's going crazy, but really like a few dollar range in the last hour or so. Pretty lackluster, and I think that's again, I don't like the word expectations, but it's kind of to be expected when you are in a holiday type formation. Could you make this is the other thing that I see people doing a lot as well, and it's, again, I'm not here to be your dad, I'm not here to tell you what to do or anything like that. I think we just had a move of another $0.5 to the upside. Nice. All right, so maybe we're getting a move to the upside. Maybe we're doing something like this. This is a fucking 10-minute time frame, and it's basically a holiday, which is basically a weekend. Fuck, you might as well masturbate with fucking sandpaper, because there is nothing worse to do. There's nothing worse to do. Oh my God, we have another $2. Fuck, man, that's crazy. But it's some sort of a wedge formation right over here. Some sort of do you want to call it a pennant? Do you want to call it a wedge? I don't care what you call it. I don't even care if you break this one to the upside or the downside. It doesn't mean anything. The big levels are as stands right over here. Unless you want to trade for pennies and you want to pick up quarters off fucking railroad track but it's like the train, in that GIF where like it smashes into the mountain and then the mountain starts bleeding. well, it's not a fucking good idea. That's my point. Or at least for me, again, I'm not, maybe someone has a perspective of playing the arcade game, and that's what you want to do with your life. So fair enough. Who am I to say that that's wrong? I'm just here to say that that's not for me. Again, I pretty much don't trade on the weekends, and I probably shouldn't really be trading on basically what is a holiday right now. Anyways, probably will do a live stream later tonight, but if the price action is still this, later tonight, I probably won't. As I'd like to do my own activities tonight. Anyways, okay, so we covered that. What else we want to talk about? Let's go talk about SPYs really quick. They will be opening up today again for a half day. What are we looking at right over here? Nice rejection, probably. I mean, that's a 10-minute. Shut up, Krown. Let's go to like a daily. Well, you know what? On traditional markets, you actually can use like a 10-minute on the lower time frames. Yeah, does look to me like it actually wants to come down and fill out this space a little bit more, probably back down to 245. I'm not bearish on this in the immediate time frame. I am bearish on this like later this month probably. I'm looking for a rally at some point over the next, over the next week or two, probably to retest like in like around 255 to 260, somewhere right around here. Maybe it only ends up being 255, or sorry, maybe it only ends up being 255, but all the way up to about 261, 262, certainly in the cards. That's the next move that I'm looking for. If you missed, everyone's talking about how bad this thing looks. Guys, people who are tuning this content know, and we're trading this. I mean, I wasn't trading this, but a lot of people were trading this who were hitting me up. We knew that, as soon as you saw, as soon as you see a head and shoulders formation like this with a nice bull trap going in like this, major rejection at a major resistance, death cross, rejection. Well, that was a time when, if you weren't already, you could be very, very short, and the measure move being hit actually almost perfectly to the 200 simple moving average right over here. That doesn't always happen. That certainly does not always happen. I don't want to portray it as such. A lot of the time it's pretty damn messy in traditional markets, but this one happened to be a pretty pretty nice one. Anyways, you can see that traditional markets actually in a much better stature right now than Bitcoin itself, closing above and maintaining above the 200 exponential moving average, whereas Bitcoin has been held below its 200 exponential moving average. So in relation to each other, they're actually worse. Bitcoin looks worse in traditional markets. So people are making like some sort of inverted correlation between the two right now. There's no such thing. And it's very silly to say. They've both been in downtrends. Bitcoin for a longer downtrend than traditional markets, but they're both in fucking downtrends. And it's a trick of the mind when people are looking at the 5-minute dildos and saying, you know what, SPY just went down 10 cents and then Bitcoin went up $10. So I think guys, I think it's happening. The hedge is here. It's like, oh my God, man. Probably not. Again, I'm open to something like that happening, but oh, there we go. And Bitcoin kind of breaking it up right here. Why is this right here? What is that? Bitcoin actually breaking it up a little bit right here, but let's see. It's going to be meeting its first set of resistances. I mean, it's very low time frame resistances right over here at the 21. Let's see if we respect it or not. So far, selling it off. See if bears can keep it below the 200 exponential right here on the hourly, and that'll be interesting with 19 minutes and 48 seconds to go. But again, this is fucking crack trading. This is arcade game trading. This is stupid trading that I don't want to encourage myself, because I just have seen so many people lose their fucking shit over trying to trade this stuff, thinking that this is what real trading is. It's not. Real trading is a lot of the time waiting. There's more often than not a trade to be made. So when you have people saying, I'm going in 50x right now, and it's like what the fuck, dude? All right. Well, again, this is way out of context. I should not be passing moral judgment or anything like that. Just understand that's my opinion. It's not, if it works for you, man, it works for you, and don't let me tell you any other way. But also, just as a counterpoint in traditional markets, when I did trade traditional markets, I actually did trade the 5-minute and the 10-minute and the 15-minute mainly the 5-minute, but it's also a shorter condensed day, so especially for the first hour, there's not too much going on, and it actually makes sense. You can make a pretty damn good living doing it. But in crypto land, I have not found the same. I've just, for the effort put in, for the effort put into to the revenue gain, it's just not worth it in crypto, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, we spoke about that. I don't. So again, big points for SPYs over here. Don't want to be bearish right here, right now. Really don't want to be bearish until we get a nice run up and at least test somewhere around the yellow 20 minute exponential on the monthly right over here. Yes, I do think that this thing comes down probably, again, I don't have like a time frame for this, but I don't know, not this month, and probably not February either, but probably down, into this like 210 to 220 range right over here. Some nice horizontals coming in right around there. Also your 100 exponential on the monthly dollar time frame, but it's going to take some time. Just like Bitcoin, I do believe that there are that Bitcoin will see lower lows, probably probably somewhere around 2300 to 2600, and then if that area breaks, then 1800, and if that area breaks, then you got 1100 to 1300 right over here. But it's going to take some time. Again, people hear that and they think that it's going to happen, tomorrow. No, it's not. It's probably, you usually can't say that something's definitely not going to happen, but 99.9999% sure it's not going to go down to 1300 tomorrow. But over maybe in like the next year, possible. Although I'm actually not as bearish as the super bears. The super bears think that this thing is going to go down to like 1100, or some people are saying below 1000 now. I don't think so. I think that because there's so many people who think that it's already bottomed right here, and there's also so many people that think that this is like going to like 1100 or below. I think it's probably going to be somewhere in between. So I actually do have my eyes set on this area right over here, 2300 to 2600. Again, doesn't mean it's going to work out 100% like perfectly all of the time. No, not at all. But my point is that we have an area here to be aware of. So it's not, I'm going to be covering shorts around there if it does get there. Again, it's not going to be appropriate for Bitcoin itself, at least in my opinion, to be short until for a directional short trade until really this area right here is broken, like 3150, your prior low, which is not that helpful. Yes, maybe I could ease into a small position if 3250 over here was broken, but again, I don't want to be stuck in the mud, just like you were at 6,000 with a short at the bottom when this thing rallies back up another $1,000, and then and then you could have got a better position, or again, but don't tell that fucking Tone Vase, right? It's something that he very rarely remembers. Again, options opportunity cost a big thing, and that, the difference between a trader and an analyst. Someone who's an analyst, we can see the same things, but I would not trade it the same way. Anyways, okay, so. All right, so let's talk about why this is not the bottom right now. Why we have yet to see the bottom. I'm looking for three big things. I'm looking for one, big volume. We do not have big volume. I want to whoops. Let's take this guy off. Take this guy off. I'm looking for a volume similar to what we did. Let's go to a weekly, perhaps. Oh, by the way, we did just get a new weekly. We should actually check that out in a second. But I'm essentially looking for volume similar to what you did over here in your parabolic market cycle. Just like when you put in your bottom in 2014, you had very similar volume to what you did over here in your parabolic phase right over here. And again, why am I looking for this? Well, it doesn't need to happen just like this. And someone brought up a point yesterday, which I feel like I talked about a lot of the time, but people, I think this one just like pisses people off, but people will say, does it need to be exactly the same? No, it does not need to be the exact same. It needs to be an emotional, it's an emotional feeling of despair and loss of hope, which is what causes people to capitulate. That's what causes them to do it, not necessarily price action. It's typically related to price action because people's feelings are going to be derived from that. So you can get that two ways. You can get that multiple ways, but the two most common, and the most common is certainly this way right over here, where you just have a very violent down move, and that's pretty fucking nasty. I mean, where you come down, and this is not like a gradual come down. Like you first initially come down like 77.5%. And then after that, people think that you put in the bottom right over here and then you drop another 60%. People are going to capitulate after that just because, it's too much, man. It's too fucking much. Bitcoin rallying right now, actually. And same thing right over here, same thing right over here. So, we have a very similar situation to what we did right over here in terms of volume to what you did right over here in relation to, the parabolic cycle right over here. So again, when talking about capitulation, I'm looking for an emotional feeling, accompanying this whole this whole thing. And when it comes down to it, that can be caused again with a violent way, or also if Bitcoin were to go sideways for, 2 or 3 or 4 years, people are going to capitulate because they're probably going to be forced financially too. And remember, capitulation is forced, and there's algorithms that people can make. I mean, people have made algorithms that basically show the financial pain points of where the where the participants in that market might have. So again, be aware of that fact, as a lot of people wrongly think the other way. Okay, so volume not right. Also, the time spent at the low is way too fucking long. Markets don't give you literally 4 days to buy the low because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 times to buy the low right over here. Nope, that's certainly not how it's been in my experience. Markets give you about an hour to buy the low, like it did right over here, like it did right over here, and like it did over in on the bottom of 2014 as well. So again, understand that is those things are important, because when someone does actually put in a floor in the market, they're not letting that shit get anywhere near within like 5 to 10%, I'd imagine. Typically speaking, for crypto land, for traditional markets, different numbers, because it's going to be smaller just by the nature of it. But yeah, understand these things. So again, all right, what else do we want to talk about? So, okay, so we talked about the time spent there. Yeah, if you want the full on, dissection of that, check out the video I uploaded yesterday, the long-term analysis playlist on YouTube, the new video in there. As I go into much more detail, I'll show you like actual case examples, but I don't want to go through it right now. But you got that. Okay, so you got that. So the volume's not right. The time spent at the low is not that right. And also, if you're just going off like percentage gains from the lows, that's not good either. You want to see something that is like head and shoulders above anything else. Right over here, you had in about 2 weeks, you had about 25.5% up from the lows. 2.5 weeks. So remember, literally in one day over here, you were up 50% on February, whatever the February low was. It was like 50%. I know that these are weeklies right now, but if you just go back, you can see same thing over here in your actual capitulation of 2014, and actually a similar thing right over here at that big spike down low to 10,000 from 20,000 within a week in early January of this year. We can still say that because it's still got 1 day. Anyways, so that's what I'm looking for in as far as low goes, as far as like a market cycle low goes. Again, I think it's going to take some time. I don't believe that we've seen it. Also, MVT signal over here here a green saying that this thing is it's nowhere near the bottoming formation. Actually, in fact, MBT, has called every top and every bottom in Bitcoin's market cycle perfectly. And right where my cursor is right now is where it typically does call the bottom for a market cycle. And as you can see, we are well above that area. So that would be a green that this thing has some more room to go. Anyways, let's get back now over to here. Okay, so we covered that. Yeah, there's certainly more things. Definitely go check out the playlist titled Long-Term Analysis. That's going to give you the full look. Bitcoin actually rallied up to 38.20. Let's go see how the charts look now. After that happened, maybe we get another test of the 200 simple right over here. Could be just another another one of these guys right over here. Again, not too much to be aware of. The higher levels do still stand. Could we have a test of this guy officially right over here? I'd actually like that. I would actually like that. Where did CMEs get to on this guy? I'm really looking. I think that we're gonna get that rally into here perhaps. I don't think that we've seen it just yet. So keep your eyes on that. Again, when CMEs get right here, I'm actually going to put an alert, and that'll probably be the next play for me as far as scalping goes. All right, let's go cover up Mr. Ripples, and then we'll do Mr. Buterals, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. Alrighty, Mr. Ripples over here, same thing, very similar to Bitcoin actually, also, but did make a higher high on the daily right over here above this guy, so fair enough. But again, the range of operation is right here between 36.5 cents and right here between 33.5 cents. I know that's not too helpful, but that's, it's the same thing as Bitcoin. You're going to get chopped up trading anything within that range. This one does look like it wants to come down to me. It does look like it's more likely to come down to me, but hey, I think 3-day kind of tells us a better story right over here. 3-day dildo time frame gave you the death cross right over here. Rejection of the death cross telling you that the bots of the algorithms are on the side on the sell side, back below the 21. Yet I do think that this one comes back down, probably to its prior lows, just like I think Bitcoin probably does as well. Mr. Buteral over here. Buteral actually closed it up pretty high, and it does have an event coming up in like a couple weeks, so that could be a catalyst. But from the way that I understand it, from the way that's been explained to me, it's not like a free coin fork. It's more like an upgrade that maybe people just get confused with that, and that's why it kind of has a different posturing right now. But you do have you do have the same sort of thing as Ripples, right? You do have a death cross right over here. You are still respecting the 21, but you're grinding up against it a lot right here. So this is interesting. This is interesting. If you do close a 3-day dildo above the yellow 21 exponential, that will be that will actually change some things for me. That will change some things for me with regards to Mr. Buteral. Going back to Mr. Bitcoin over here, because we will be closing the monthly later tonight, this is the next big thing as well. Does the monthly close as a hammer above the green 55 exponential moving average or not? If it closes below the green 55 exponential moving average, I believe that Bitcoin will be moving down further to new lows sooner rather than later. When I say sooner rather than later, I'd say February would be very, 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 very likely. If that were to be the case. If it closes above, then things become a little bit more difficult, probably some more sideways in this range. So yeah, I think that's probably going to wrap it up for this guy. Again, just to go back to the lower time frames and cover up what we're looking at right over here. The areas to be aware of on the lower time frames: 3,700 support, 3850 resistance. Hasn't changed in the last 3 fucking days. and from the daily, and probably more appropriate on the daily, is which one gets taken out first, because price action is sandwiched between both of them right now. Is it the 10 simple, which is starting to curl down once again, or is it the yellow 21 exponential? If the 10 simple gets taken out, we already know where that's going. If the 21 exponential gets taken out, then probably does start making a descent towards the lows once again. So going to keep your eyes on that. That's going to probably be the next big piece of the puzzle, at least in my mind. I'll be signing off now. Wishing you the best of the best New Year's Eves, potentially. If I don't see you later tonight, again, I won't do a live stream if there's no price action. I will do one if there is something to talk about. But again, probably going to be doing my own thing tonight as well. I'd like to go out and enjoy some life activities. Anyways, good talking with you. Hope everything's well, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.